January 11th. What's good?
I could give you 1,000,001 reasons why you shouldn't leave my house. If you can't overcome all the feelings, then you've gotta do just that. I'll give you your space.
Hey everybody, welcome back to What's Good Wednesdays with your boy Chandler Fair. I am the host of Fair the Burn podcast. If you don't know, well now you do. And guess what? We're the most lit podcast on YouTube, Facebook, anywhere you get podcasts, Spotify. I guess you don't watch podcasts on Facebook, so it's all good. We're there though too, not our podcast, but our page. Like, subscribe if you want to keep up with Fair the Burn and What's Good Wednesdays to bring you the news, the biggest news story every week, followed by the winner of the week, followed by the worst of the week. Not the one I wanted to do. Got to get out of Dodge. Dave said I was using too many buttons last time, and I was getting a little too happy with it. So, you know what? I'm going to try to calm it down a little bit. So I picked out some buttons that I want to use beforehand, and the little cute one, not one of them. Messed up. It's all good, though. What's good, everybody? I'm here to bring you the news of the week. Now, you could think, well, Chandler, what is the news of the week? Is it the fact that everyone's starting school again this week? No. Is it the fact that in my creative writing class I found out today that I'm going to have to do over 60 assignments for it? No. Was it the fact that when I was in creative writing, the last 30 minutes of the class, I felt like I was going to absolutely cause a swamp in my pants? No. Although those stories are all great, the world does not revolve around me, so obviously you know how my day is going. The story of the week this week, everybody, is none other than Gwen Stefani is transracial. Yes, you heard me correct. She is transracial. Gwen Stefani catching massive hate right now for her old song off of her first studio album, which I don't know the name of, but the song is called Harajuku Girls? Harajuku. Harajuku. She is being under the attack and scrutiny, saying that she is, in fact, appropriating the Japanese culture, that she appropriated the sound of their music, the dancers that she was using during that time, her style, also including the shape of her perfume bottles. Now, Gwen Stefani has reacted by saying, "She's Japanese!" What? Yes, you heard me correctly. Gwen Stefani, the lady with one of the most Italian names of all time, said she was Japanese. The lady who literally should be the Queen of Dragons, Daenerys Targaryen, from the 80s, Gwen Stefani is an E-girl. Gwen Stefani! She's Japanese. Okay, so she came out on some of these articles, gave some interviews, said her thoughts, and here's what she had to say. This article is from Variety.com, and it kind of gives you a little backstory in the first paragraph, but here's what the second paragraph says. While Stefani's Harajuku era launched nearly 20 years ago, it's back in news due to an interview the singer gave to Allure magazine to mark the launch of her new vegan beauty brand, gross, GXVE. Now, I'm sure that there's some sort of name for that, GXVE, or it's GXVE. I'm sure that it's give. But for some reason today, we just don't care about words. Like how when America came over from England and we were like, all those U's that are in your words, get the fuck out! Get out of here, use in color or labor or whatever, you know? We don't need that. It's kind of the same thing happening today, that they're just like, give GXVE, Jake, JXKE. Like, you can kind of, it's like everything in branding. If you lived 30 years ago, you'd see everything today and you say, we invented a whole new language. We invented an entirely new language. Okay, so Gwen Stefani's GXV beauty vegan beauty launched, and Stefani was asked about what she learned from her Harajuku era, to which she doubled down on defending. Stefani said she was introduced to Japanese culture by her father, who worked at Yamaha for 18 years and frequently traveled between California and Japan. Dude worked at Yamaha. What was he doing? Making bikes, making keyboards for kids, all that shit. And she was like, yeah, my dad's traveled to Japan actually, and I'm Japanese now. She says that was my influence. And that was the culture that was so rich with, it was a culture so rich with tradition, yet so futuristic, with so much attention to art and detail and discipline, and it was fascinating to me. All very true, right? It is crazy how traditional Japan seems to be, and yet how when you go to Tokyo, or I've never been there, seen pictures of it, it looks like the future, right? It looks like they're always innovating, but they have the traditions behind them to like back what they're doing. And it's crazy. So I do agree with Gwen Stefani in this. But here's where I don't agree. She says Stefani traveled to Harajuku district as an adult, she told Allure, and she said, oh my God, I'm Japanese and I didn't know it. I am, Like, she had to like double back down. She was like, oh my God, I'm Japanese. And no one told me. I am. Yeah, no. Like I really am. Like, I'm Japanese. So, Gwen Stefani is transracial, and I am here to stand by her side. Love you, Gwen Stefani, you Japanese bitch. Someone reached out to this writer saying that they got it wrong, and that, she was just trying to say that, she draws a lot of influence from there. And Stefani has been quoted saying that she's like a third Orange County girl, a third something else, and then a third Japanese. Which, it's like, you're Italian, right? She's Italian. I just want to make sure of that. I mean, Stefani. Like, it literally sounds like the most Italian name of all time. If I look up Gwen Stefani's heritage right now, and it tells me she's Japanese, I'm going to actually shit my pants. I'm actually going to create the swamp that I was going to have in my creative writing class today. Gwen Stefani heritage. She has to be Italian. Her father was of Italian descent, and her mother's ancestry is English, Irish, Scottish, German, and Norwegian, which is nowhere close to Japan. Yeah, so that's what she said. She said that she was a third Orange County girl, a third English, and a third Japanese. Konnichiwa! Like that, like, I just think of, like, Gwen Stefani as straight up an anime girl. Right? Like, just Gwen Stefani with blue hair and, like, the pigtails coming out and just giant boobs for some reason, because that's in all of the animes, and she's wearing a schoolgirl outfit, right? And her eyes are just squinty or super large, and that's just how anime is. And that is, you know what? That's Gwen Stefani. That is Gwen Stefani. Transracial Gwen Stefani. Now, I get it, Gwen, you also should be able to derive inspiration from their cultures and whatnot. And I don't think it's just appropriation if you're taking influence from that. If your whole thing becomes that, and you're like actually using traditions, but not withholding to any of them, or you don't actually come from that culture, I think it's a little weird. Like, if like a 15-year-old white girl was to throw a quinceañera, I would be like, what are you doing? Right? But if she likes tacos, or enchiladas, or like whatever the fuck, Mexican food or music. Like maybe she listens to like merengue, like, which I don't think is directly from Mexico, but it's somewhere, Latin. Just because you like that music or listen to it or incorporate it a little bit doesn't mean you're appropriating the culture. Now, you might be appropriating the culture when you say, I'm Japanese. I am, that's what she said. So that's the biggest news story of the week, guys. The biggest winner of the week, I feel like this comes as no surprise, Damar Hamlin. So glad that he is doing well. He woke up. He is off of the ventilator. Such a crazy incident. David and I talked about it on this last week's episode of Fair the Burn. Go and check that out. Took such a, what seemed to be a routine hit in a game versus the Bengals and went into cardiac arrest. Died, I guess, because that's what happens when your heart stops. They resuscitated him, and then the first thing that he did when he woke up is he got like a piece of paper and wrote down, "Did we win?" And the doctor just looks at him and he's like, "Yeah, man, you won the game of life. Like, you won it all. Like, you don't need to worry about what happened on Sunday. It's Monday, and you think that the game just got over or whatever, right?" So thank God, praise God that Damar Hamlin is out there and doing well now. And yeah, man, we can only hope for the best of her. I don't know why every time I talk on this podcast, my body just refuses to want to allow me to do it. Like, there's something in Satan in my body is just like trying to pull oxygen from my lungs. Unhealthy. So, thank God for Damar Hamlin being alive, being okay, and hoping to make a good recovery. So, that is the story of the week, the winner of the week. Now, who did the absolute mophone worst? Let's see what it sounds like with this.
Worst.
Okay. That's all right. So the worst of the week, man, you know what? We're doubling back around on this one. It's me. I'm the problem. It's me. I'm the problem because honestly, I'm addicted to Minecraft. I just am. I just think about it when I'm in class, like what I want to build. I think about it when I'm working, what I want to build. I'm sure when I'm in my play this semester that I'm acting in, I'll be thinking about Minecraft, man. Like, I gotta stop. I can't stop playing it, right? Because it's very, it's not that I need to stop. This is like an addict talking. It's just that I have things I want to build, man. And I'm not going to let it get in the way of my life, right? If it starts to, I'm going to have to stop. But until then, your boy is going to be creating a metropolis online with his friends in our server that I was about to name. But you know what? I'm going to keep it a secret. I ain't going to tell you guys because you don't need to know, okay? So that was it. Kind of a shorter episode this week, but just know this. If you want to be a certain race, you can. So that's it. See you guys next time. Bye.